Chosen one, listen closely, because what's happening right now is not an accident. Every moment you stayed silent, every time you chose peace over reacting, every time you walked away instead of proving yourself, God was watching. People thought your silence meant weakness, but heaven knew it was strength. You weren't quiet because you had no power. You were quiet because you were chosen. And now, the reward that was hidden is about to be revealed publicly. The same world that misunderstood you will witness your rise. This message didn't reach you by chance. If you're hearing these words today, understand. Your season of divine reward has begun, and the door has already opened. Remember this: your silence was never a loss. It was the setup for your victory. Before you get lost in this video, you must first do 3 things to connect with God's energy. First, you must like the video and then leave a comment. Thank you, God, for choosing me. And finally, you must send your signal to the universe by subscribing to the channel. Your silence was not weakness, it was spiritual strength. There were so many moments in your life when you had every right to speak up. You had truth on your side. You had evidence. You had emotions boiling inside you. You could have shouted, argued, or exposed everything that happened behind closed doors. And yet, something deep within stopped you. Something told you, stay still, don't react, let this pass. At that time, even you couldn't fully understand why you were quiet. But now, with clarity, you can see that your silence came from a place of strength, not from weakness. Your quietness didn't mean you were helpless, it meant you were guided. God was whispering into your spirit, do not fight a battle that I am already handling. And because you listened, you avoided conflicts that would have drained your energy, your peace, and your purpose. People around you thought you stayed silent because you didn't know what to say. But the truth is, you chose silence because you knew exactly what your words could do. You didn't want to lower yourself or lose your character trying to prove a point to people who never cared about the truth in the first place. Your silence showed maturity. It showed that you were thinking long-term, not reacting to temporary emotions. It showed that you valued your peace more than being right in a moment of chaos. Most people react instantly. They fight back, argue, defend their name, and waste time trying to fix situations that were never meant to be fixed. But you were different. You realized that walking away from noise is sometimes more powerful than winning an argument. And because you chose silence, you protected yourself. You protected your reputation. You protected your emotional space. You protected your future. Imagine if you had reacted out of anger. How many bridges would have burned? How many opportunities would have been lost? How many situations would have escalated into something you didn't deserve? God shielded you by keeping your voice still, even when your heart wanted to shout. But the most beautiful part is this: your silence positioned you for elevation. While others were busy talking, gossiping, or trying to drag your name down, you kept growing internally. Your silence became your training ground. It taught you discipline, patience, and emotional strength. It shaped your character in ways that people who live in constant drama will never understand. And now, God is taking that quiet growth and turning it into loud blessings. The same people who misjudged your silence as weakness will soon witness your rise. They will see that staying calm was never about being scared. It was about being chosen. Your silence made room for God to step in and show what divine justice looks like. It made room for breakthroughs, opportunities, and miracles that require no explanation. So never regret your silence. It was your protection, your preparation, and now it is becoming your proof. God is about to reveal why staying quiet was the strongest thing you ever did. God saw everything you endured. Quietly. There were so many moments when the world around you only saw the surface. On the outside, you appeared calm, steady, and silent. But inside, you were carrying storms that no one else knew about. People assumed your silence meant you were unaffected, but they had no idea how many nights you went to bed feeling heavy, confused, or completely drained. They didn't see the tears that soaked your pillow, the doubts that crept into your mind, or the struggle you felt while trying to hold yourself together. But while people missed those moments, God didn't. Not a single tear, not a single sigh, not a single prayer from your heart went unnoticed. God saw when people spoke behind your back, even though you had done nothing but treat them with kindness. He saw when someone you trusted turned cold or distant for no reason. He saw when you were judged unfairly, misunderstood, or blamed for things you didn't do. He saw you standing there, quietly absorbing pain you never deserved. And he also saw how easy it would have been for you to lash out, defend yourself, or return the hurt. But you didn't. Not because you were weak, but because your spirit refused to become like those who wounded you. Your restraint is something heaven honors deeply. It takes real strength to stay peaceful when provoked, to remain gentle when wronged, and to keep your heart clean when negativity surrounds you. God watched every time you swallowed your pride just to keep peace. He watched every time you chose kindness over revenge. He watched every time you held your tongue, even when speaking the truth from anger would have been satisfying. While others saw only silence, God saw discipline, patience, and a heart that still wanted to do good, despite being hurt. God also saw the quiet battles you fought within yourself, the internal conversations, the fears about the future, the pressure to stay strong when you felt like falling apart. He knows how many times you said, "I'm fine," when you were anything but fine. He counted every moment you stood up again after falling emotionally. He recognized the courage it took for you to keep going when quitting would have been easier. And now comes the turning point. God is stepping into your story with justice that no human hand can deliver. Heaven is declaring, enough. You have carried burdens silently for long enough. You have endured pain privately for long enough. You have been strong, even when no one appreciated your strength. Now, God is preparing to honor you in a way that reflects everything you survived. The same people who overlooked your struggle will soon witness your breakthrough. The pain that was hidden will be replaced with blessings that are visible. God is not rewarding the noise of others. He is rewarding your quiet endurance. Because while the world saw your silence, God saw your heart. And now, He is ready to lift you into a season where your past tears turn into future testimonies. Your silence protected you from wrong battles. There were many times when you heard things about yourself that were not true, lies, twisted stories, and careless words meant to damage your peace. You could have jumped into every situation to correct every rumor. You could have explained yourself, defended your character, or confronted people who tried to bring you down. But something inside you whispered, "This is not your fight." And because you listened, you saved yourself from battles that would have drained your energy, your time, and your spirit. Your silence became a shield long before you realized it. When you choose not to react, you protect your inner world. You protect your emotions. You protect your dignity. If you had engaged with everyone who tried to provoke you, you would have spent your life responding to people who never wanted to understand you in the first place. Their goal was not truth. They wanted a reaction. And by staying quiet, you refused to feed the fire they tried to start. Your silence was your strength, not your weakness. God allowed you to hold back because He didn't want your spirit mixed with unnecessary negativity. Sometimes responding to certain people isn't just unproductive. It pulls your soul into a place that doesn't match who you are becoming. You outgrew the smallness of those conflicts, even if you didn't realize it. Your silence separated you from drama that would have distracted you from your destiny. Every time you walked away, you protected your mental clarity and your emotional growth. Your silence also kept your reputation safe. When you don't react, you don't give people anything to twist or use against you. They may try to provoke you, but they cannot pull you into their chaos unless you step into it. Your calmness made it clear that you were on a different level. You showed maturity, self-control, and wisdom simply by staying quiet. And while others thought they were winning by attacking you, they didn't realize that every insult they threw only revealed their own character, not yours. Another powerful truth is this: not every battle is worth fighting. Some battles are traps meant to delay your progress. Some are distractions meant to pull you away from your purpose. Some are battles that God never intended for you to fight, because He was already handling them behind the scenes. Your silence allowed God to work. While you stayed calm on the outside, He was shifting things for you on the inside. Your peace was a sign that you trusted Him more than your emotions. And now, because you stayed aligned with your higher purpose, God is opening doors you could never have walked through while fighting the wrong people. These doors are not ordinary. They are doors meant for people who chose growth over chaos, wisdom over reaction, and peace over conflict. Your silence didn't delay your blessings. It positioned you perfectly for them. The battles you didn't fight are becoming the breakthroughs you're about to receive. God is rewarding you for choosing the path that many cannot choose, the path of calmness, clarity, and divine restraint. God is about to vindicate you publicly. There comes a moment in every chosen one's journey when God decides that staying silent is no longer your assignment. Not because you should speak, but because now He will speak for you. This is that season. This is the time when everything that was misunderstood, twisted, or hidden about you will come into the light without you having to explain anything. The truth about your heart, your character, your loyalty, and your intentions will rise to the surface naturally, as if heaven itself is pulling back the curtain. For a long time, you carried the weight of being misjudged. People formed opinions about you based on assumptions, rumors, or half-stories. They saw only what they wanted to see, not who you truly were. They questioned your motives, doubted your abilities, and dismissed your authenticity. You stayed quiet, thinking your silence would help things calm down. But in reality, your silence prepared the stage for something much bigger: God's public vindication. Vindication means proving your innocence without you proving it yourself. It means the truth defending you in places where you were never allowed to speak. God is about to create situations where your character shines without you trying, where your name is honored without you asking, and where your worth is recognized even by those who once doubted you. The same people who whispered about you will be left speechless when they see what God does next in your life. And the beauty is this: your rise will not be quiet. God is not just blessing you privately, He is lifting you in a way that becomes visible. Your success will become the loudest voice in the room. Your growth will become the clearest answer to every rumor. Your transformation will be the response to every false judgment. God is about to take what was done in darkness and turn it into a testimony of His light. The opportunities coming your way will surprise even you. Doors that were closed without reason will suddenly open. People who ignored your value will now seek your presence. Everything that once felt blocked will begin moving effortlessly. Not because of luck, not because of chance, but because God wants the world to see what happens when someone stays faithful through storms. And here's the most powerful part. Your vindication is not about proving anyone wrong. It's about God showing that you were always right where you needed to be. It's about Him revealing that your heart was pure when others questioned it. It's about Him demonstrating that integrity still matters, that kindness still wins, and that character still has a reward. Public vindication is God's way of saying, "My child, you suffered quietly, but now you will rise visibly." Your life is about to shift into a season where explanations are unnecessary. The blessings arriving will speak on their own. The peace you gain will show how deeply you were protected. And the elevation you walk into will silence every critic, not because you fought them, but because God lifted you higher than their voices could reach. Your reputation is about to be restored and elevated. There were moments in your life when people formed opinions about you without ever taking the time to truly understand you. They heard parts of a story, not the whole truth. They judged your actions without knowing your intentions. They assumed your silence meant guilt or weakness, and even though you tried to rise above their misunderstandings, their words and behavior left quiet scars on your heart. You carried the weight of being seen incorrectly, and it hurt more than you admitted. But what you didn't realize was that while people were shaping their opinions, God was shaping your destiny. God never allowed those false opinions to define your future. He saw how unfairly you were judged, how carelessly your name was spoken, and how easily some people believed things that were far from the truth. But instead of pushing you to defend yourself, He used that season to strengthen your character. Your silence gave Him permission to step in and rewrite your story in ways you could never have written for yourself. Every misunderstanding became a setup for a greater revelation of who you really are. Now you are stepping into a new season where God Himself will restore your reputation. This time, you won't have to convince anyone of your worth. Your growth, your blessings, and your transformation will speak louder than words. God is about to place you in rooms where your name will carry weight, where people will recognize your integrity, and where your voice will be valued. The same qualities that were overlooked before will now become the very reasons people respect you. Your reputation is not just being repaired, it is being elevated. God is shifting the way people see you, not through arguments or explanations, but through undeniable blessings. The person they once underestimated will become someone they admire. The one they ignored will become someone they pay attention to. The one they judged will become the one they honor. This elevation is not built on what people said about you in the past, but on what God is about to do in your present. You will also begin to notice a change within yourself. The confidence you lost will return. The dignity that was shaken will rise again. You'll walk with a new level of clarity and strength because you finally understand that your identity was never in the hands of people. It was always in the hands of God. Their opinions could only affect your mind for a moment, but God's plan for you lasts forever. As your reputation is restored, you will see doors opening, that were once closed. You will be welcomed into spaces you once thought were out of reach. You will meet people who see your value instantly without you having to prove anything. This isn't a coincidence. It's part of God's promise to honor you after a season of silent suffering. Your story is changing now, not because people became kinder or more understanding, but because God is rewriting the narrative. He is turning the person others misunderstood into someone impossible to ignore. Your reputation will shine again, stronger, brighter, and more respected than ever before. Your blessings will speak louder than your words ever could. There comes a point in your journey where words are no longer necessary. You reach a stage where explanations feel tiring and defending yourself feels pointless. You realize that no matter how clearly you speak, some people will hear only what they want to hear. And that's when God steps in and says, "Let me speak for you." In this new season of your life, your blessings will become the voice you never had to use. Everything God is about to do for you will communicate more truth than any argument ever could. You don't need to explain why you chose silence. You don't need to justify your decisions, your growth, or your healing. The opportunities that start showing up in your life will explain it for you. When new doors open, when unexpected favor surrounds you, when your life begins to rise even after everything you went through, people will understand that something divine was working behind the scenes. They will see that while they were questioning you, God was preparing something special for you. Every blessing that enters your life now will carry a message with it. That new job, that financial stability, that inner peace, that healthy relationship, that spiritual clarity, all of it will say, "This person trusted God even when life felt heavy." Your blessings will reveal your patience, your strength, your faith, and your refusal to give up. They will highlight the battles you faced silently and the storms you survived with grace. Blessings don't just change your circumstances, they change how people see you. The ones who doubted you will begin to notice your growth. The ones who criticized you will watch your success unfold. The ones who misunderstood you will witness your transformation. And none of this requires you to speak a single word. The beauty of divine elevation is that it speaks for you naturally, effortlessly, and undeniably. Your blessings will also restore your own confidence. Sometimes, pain makes you forget who you are. You start questioning your worth or wondering if your efforts even matter. But when God gives you blessings that reflect your faithfulness, you begin to remember your power. You begin to feel proud of the quiet strength you carried. You begin to see how every sacrifice you made, every tear you shed, and every moment you endured was shaping your destiny. And God isn't giving you blessings to show off. He's giving them because you earned them through patience, humility, and trust. These blessings are not rewards for being perfect. They're rewards for not giving up when everything around you tried to break you. They're reminders that silence isn't weakness. It's alignment with divine timing. Soon, you won't need to speak about what you went through. Your life will show it. You won't need to tell people you're chosen. Your blessings will reveal it. And you won't need to prove that God was with you. The miracles ahead will make that truth impossible to deny. This is the season where your blessings become your voice, clear, loud, and beautifully undeniable. God is preparing a table in front of those who misjudged you. One of the most powerful promises God gives to His chosen ones is that He will not only lift them up, He will do it in a way that the very people who once misjudged them will witness the transformation. This isn't about revenge or proving anyone wrong. It's about revelation. It's about God showing what His favor looks like when it rests on someone who stayed humble, patient, and faithful, even when circumstances were unfair. There were people who doubted you without ever trying to understand your heart. People who whispered behind your back, questioned your intentions, or treated you as if you weren't enough. They judged you based on assumptions, on rumors, or on incomplete pieces of your story. Some people ignored your kindness, mistook your silence for weakness, or failed to appreciate your loyalty. And the painful part is that you never tried to harm anyone. You simply existed with a genuine heart in a world that often misunderstands gentle souls. But God saw everything. He saw the moments you walked away crying. He saw the times you swallowed your hurt to keep peace. He saw how you chose maturity instead of reacting from anger. He saw that even when people tried to pull you down, you never wished harm on them. And because your heart stayed pure through all of this, God is preparing to lift you in a way that only He can. The table God is preparing for you is not a physical table. It is a season of blessings, opportunities, and breakthroughs that unfold right in front of the eyes of those who once doubted your worth. It's Him saying, "Watch what I do with the one you overlooked." Your elevation will not require noise or announcement. It will be quiet, steady, graceful, and impossible to ignore. The same people who dismissed you will start noticing your growth. The ones who walked away will wonder how you rose so beautifully. The ones who counted you out will see that God counted you in. Your comeback won't be loud or aggressive. It will be peaceful. You won't need to defend yourself, prove anything, or remind anyone of what you faced. Your life will tell the story. Your healing will shine through you. Your progress will make a statement. Your success will carry a message that no words could ever express. God's favor will do the talking. And as your blessings unfold, you will not feel spite or pride. Surprisingly, you will feel gratitude. You will realize that those who misjudged you played a role in your growth. They pushed you closer to God. They forced you to rely on your inner strength. They helped shape you into someone wiser, calmer, and more grounded. When God prepares a table for you in front of them, it's not to embarrass them. It's to show them that grace is real, that faith is powerful, and that staying true to your heart always leads to elevation. Your journey becomes a testimony, not just for you, but for anyone who ever doubted the power of God's timing. This is your moment of divine revelation. Your rise will be the message. This season is your public reward for a private battle. There are battles you fought that no one knew about, not even the people closest to you. You carried pain quietly, wiped your own tears, and rebuilt yourself in moments when the world thought you were fine. You endured heartbreak, confusion, disappointment, and loneliness without making a scene. Your strength wasn't loud, it was hidden, and that is exactly why it was so powerful. While others shout their struggles, you faced yours in silence, trusting that God saw everything even when people didn't. You healed quietly too. No one saw the nights when you prayed for clarity. No one knew the moments when you had to push yourself out of bed and act strong even though you felt broken inside. You did the inner work behind the scenes, letting go of past wounds, forgiving people who never apologized, and rebuilding your confidence piece by piece. You didn't need recognition for your healing journey. You just kept going. That kind of resilience is rare, and God honors it deeply. You also grew quietly. While others were busy talking, you were busy improving. While people judged you based on your past, you were becoming someone new. You learned patience, discipline, emotional strength, and spiritual maturity. You changed your mindset. You let go of habits that weren't helping you. You started choosing peace over arguments, wisdom over reaction, and faith over fear. All of this happened silently, without applause, without validation, without support. But every step you took in private was noticed by heaven. Now you're entering the season where everything you endured quietly is about to be rewarded publicly. God is shifting your destiny into a higher gear. You will begin to see opportunities that match your growth. You will feel peace that confirms your healing. You will attract people who see your worth clearly. Everything that was stuck will begin to move. Everything that felt delayed will suddenly align. This is not a coincidence, it's divine timing. Your spiritual ranking is rising too. The battles you fought in private strengthened your faith in a way no one else can understand. You learned to rely on God when nothing made sense. You learned to trust His timing when yours didn't work. You learned to stay calm when life felt chaotic. These private victories are now turning into public blessings. They prepared you for a level of success that your old self could not have handled. And here is the truth. The reward coming your way is far greater than the pain that tried to stop you. You are not being rewarded for being perfect. You're being rewarded for not giving up, for staying faithful, for holding on, for doing the right thing even when life felt wrong. The silence that once felt heavy has now become the foundation of your breakthrough. Get ready. This season is not just a chapter, it is your elevation. God is about to take everything you endured in private and turn it into a testimony that unfolds publicly. Your breakthrough cannot be stopped, delayed, or taken away. It is closer than you think, and it is coming with glory, favor, and undeniable blessings.